the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Indianapolis Colts and the Denver Broncos on Thursday night primetime.
A terrific night for football as EA Sports takes us to Empower Field at Mile High in the capital city of Denver, Colorado. Tonight, on this fine Thursday night, we've got a good one in store between the Indianapolis Colts and the Denver Broncos. And hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that can have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number 2, number 3, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. On the return, it's Washington. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's Russell Wilson, 11th season in the league. First, of course, with Denver after a high-profile trade this offseason that saw him dealt from Seattle.
The Denver Broncos knew exactly what they wanted when they acquired Russell Wilson. They wanted to bring in a quarterback who was durable, consistent, and a proven winner to take a talented roster back to the postseason. And Russell Wilson, he was all of those things in Seattle. 1 losing record in 10 seasons, missed only 3 games in that time, and made 9 Pro Bowls.
Quickly to the air is Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing is Wilson. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. 33 yards that time.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Here's Wilson. Albert Okuwebunam, the intended target.
Pass interference. Defense.
So the PI decline, and that'll give him a fresh set of downs.
And when you scout tight ends, one thing you want to know, just how strong they are. And we saw it in evidence there. He was able to fight through all the contact and still secure the football.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Wilson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now he brings up 3rd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. Now Wilson. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. 4th down, Wilson trots off, and on comes Brandon McManus for the Denver field goal. The kick by McManus is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-0. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes the Colts offense for their first series. And at quarterback, a new name this year to the franchise, of course, but certainly not new to the league. A 15-year vet, former league MVP, Matt Ryan.
In a storied career that has spanned 14 seasons and nearly 60,000 yards through the air, we're seeing a brand new chapter for Matt Ryan this year. With Atlanta in a rebuild, Ryan was dealt to Indianapolis, who is their 6th Week 1 quarterback in 6 seasons. One of the most decorated quarterbacks still active, this move will keep Ryan on a contender as he chases his first career Super Bowl title.
Ryan and the Colts getting set here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Again, it's Taylor. Powers through it. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, now Ryan. That going to be taken in by Ashton Doolin. And he is going to have a Colts first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
On 1st down, Ryan. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. A big play there for Indy. 41 yards.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now it's Ryan.
They're going right back to Pittman.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
To throw again is Ryan. Flushed out right. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
So roughing the passer there, a big mistake defensively.
Yeah, and even though you've got a quarterback out of the pocket and the rules change downfield, that doesn't mean the same rules don't apply with the QB. Anything more than one step, they're going to throw a flag on you every time.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
Taylor is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3.
The second down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Third down and goal. This Denver defense trying to hold up for one more play. They hand off to their big tight end. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown.
Jelani Woods.
A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Colts are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead.
As a former defender, I would be angry as well. Could not get off the field. Well-executed offensive drive. No matter what the defense tried, they couldn't stop them.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Now Wilson on first down.
He'll get that complete to Albert O.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Ryan. A throw on the money there to Doolin. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
First and 10, Taylor now. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Ryan. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. So now things get interesting on 3rd and goal from the 1.
This almost becomes a Darwinian call, doesn't it? Almost survival of the fittest here. I know we can go all cliche. I'll go ahead and do it. Who wants it more here? Who has a better leverage at the line of scrimmage? Let's go and see what happens.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
Fourth down. Here's Ryan. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take possession here. It's a touchback And they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, Charles certainly circled that play. We may have to revisit it later. They had 3 in their back pocket. They go for it on 4th and goal and throw the pick.
Well, you know, we're still in the first half. A bold call nonetheless. And I guess the book might have said take the 3. But it looks like they burned the book and just said, give me the analytics. And the analytics said, go for it. Didn't work out.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at the 20. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Jerry Jeudy took a step back from his rookie numbers in 2021 while battling an ankle injury throughout the season. But definitely hoping the arrival of Russell Wilson can help him reach his ceiling as a former 15th overall pick. Jeudy came through there with a chain-moving catch.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Wilson. And this is incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Wilson to throw. Toward the sideline, it's complete. An athletic grab, but still well short of the first. Only able to gain a couple there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch. Especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
They'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain night, and it's a good one. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. Ryan and the Colts getting set here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. He'll start with a give to Taylor. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Meanwhile, Ryan's throw pulled in by Woods. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a 1st down on the play.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Ryan. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, Nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. To the right side, this is Taylor. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Ryan. He'll get this one to Pittman. And he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 34. From the shotgun, Ryan. And that is incomplete.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. They'll run the toss here with Taylor. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The Colts on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Ryan. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of the first down. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch it, turn upfield, and pick up the first down.
Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Denver's offense ready to go again. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 25-yard line. Here's Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Now Wilson down around his goal line. That's complete to the tight end, Saubert. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Boy, tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this 1st down. Now Wilson. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the 1st down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. 4th down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. Oh, nice move. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
Play action, Ryan. The toss here completed to Pittman. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. From the gun, it's Taylor. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Granted, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
2nd and 5 now. Ryan looking left side. It's complete. He's got it. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 16. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Mo Alley Cox. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
And he's brought down. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with first and goal.
Come on, let's go. Let's dominate this. Let's rock and roll.
They come out with one back and three tight ends. Now we've got whistles and a flag. Looked like one of the Colts linemen might have jumped.
That's on the tackle, Braden Smith.
Still first down.
And they'll try again here, first and goal after the false start. Again, Ryan. And he's got it. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's second and goal. Great footwork there, Charles, to dot the I, stay in bounds, get both feet in. He's probably thinking, though, man, I made a catch like that close to the end zone. I should have scored.
Yeah, there's always a regret when you're that close to the goal line. But let's go back to what you talked about before. Getting his feet down. Would you say dotting the I? I can cross the T as well. That was excellent footwork to get in bounds and make a great catch.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The ball mere inches from the white line on third and goal. Here's Taylor again. And this time he'll score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. So the second down run didn't work. They run it again on third down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
McLaughlin for the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown.
The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
That's to about the 28. Second down coming up.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's Wilson. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
On third down, Wilson. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Now we get to see the punter, Corliss Waitman.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Here is Michael Pittman and the rest of this offense getting set for the upcoming drive.
Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Ryan and the Colts getting set here, 1st and 10.
At their own 22. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Randy Gregory.
The outside linebacker dropping him for a loss of 6. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
To try again after the sack. Ryan. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Draymond Jones drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here's Matt Hawk now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Oh, able. Now a hit and a loose football. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
I feel like you and I could be in our backyard with our dads right now. What did they always say when they were throwing us the ball? Look it all the way in. Make sure you secure it. That had the feeling of not happening there on that play, that he didn't have full control of the ball.
When that punt's coming in, I've never returned punts, but I would imagine it's tough to monitor those guys coming full steam ahead at you.
It really is. You try and get that peek to know where they are.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose, and is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? Well, we're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome. Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Wilson. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
The offense on third down tonight, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Ryan and the Colts getting set here, 1st and 10.
At the 20. They go play action now. Ryan. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
He'll give them an instant to react. It's a classic case of if you blink, you missed him. Off the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Ryan.
Now that's into the hands of Mo Alley-Cox, the tight end.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
The Broncos in their hurry-up try to get to their positions and get set quickly.
This is Hamler on the receiving end.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Wilson.
He'll get that complete to Alberto. He's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. This time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing is Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. This is Gordon on the dump off. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. A lot of effort there for just a 3-yard gain, and now 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Touchdown! Montreal, Washington, 31 yards. And the Broncos get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did. They didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And it's up through the goalpost. It's 17-10. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Ryan. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Campbell. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Here's Ryan. Wide open receiver complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 38-yard line. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Colts. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary, as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they too were able to take advantage of a soft secondary, as both of these two teams really threw the ball at will in that first half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. But the Colts ready to go to work to start the third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan.
And this one complete to Doolin.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
It's one play at a time, baby. Rock and roll, baby.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Ryan.
He's got the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor.
And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. Given 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
I see the surprise in the face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos
at their own 20-yard line. Wilson.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw is Wilson. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. Being chased out left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. That's Yannick Ngakoue with a sack.
It's surprising that Indianapolis is Yannick Ngakoue's 5th team in the last 4 seasons. He's never had fewer than 8 sacks and 2 forced fumbles in a year, producing everywhere he's been.
The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away.
And this returnable for Hines.
It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Colts are set up well as they take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Now a handoff. Taylor with it.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
On 2nd down, Ryan.
A throw on the money there to Doolin. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, the defender was right on him.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd.
A give for Taylor running right side.
And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Ryan. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Colts have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead now up to 14. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their 25-yard line. He'll hand this to Williams to start things out. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Well, I think after that run, the defense get back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
From the 31, Wilson. Albert Okwuegbunam, the intended target. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Now Wilson on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Now Wilson. They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And the Colts are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
You're looking there, the defensive back was maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Ryan and the Colts getting set here, 1st and 10. At their own 46. After the interception, here's Ryan. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On first down, Ryan. Campbell making the catch. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Now a give to Taylor. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 92 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
He's turning in a pretty impressive performance running the football, and a big reason why they have this nice lead.
And in days gone by, we would clip this out and put it up on the refrigerator, wouldn't we? Clip out the box score. Nowadays, not too many newspapers out there. Maybe you screenshot it online.
From the red zone now, here's Ryan on first down. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Randy Gregory, his 2nd sack of the night.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Ryan hits his target, the tight end Mo Alley-Cox.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back. But now they're looking 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Let's focus in on what we got to do here.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Ryan.
And he'll find Pittman. And the Colts are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
To throw is Ryan. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
Josie Jewell, the linebacker, getting the sack.
Well, if you're going to throw the ball on 1st and goal from the 2, the worst thing that should result is an incompletion for you offensively. But Brandon, this is a different type of football. Back in my day, 1st and goal from the 2, a lot of big people with big neck rolls, they were on the field trying to ram it into the end zone.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Now it's Ryan. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, to me, there was no question about the intent there, and I think he was a little fortunate that the penalty flag didn't come out for grounding. But he'll get away with it and get another shot on 3rd down.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Ryan. This is caught. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal.
A short game that doesn't get him the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. They turn to Taylor on 4th. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Jonathan Taylor
Punching it in from a yard away.
And the Colts' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. This defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. A 10-play drive that time.
And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Wilson. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Eight yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. 2nd and 2. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Now left side on the swing pass. Ooh, with a juke. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On the delayed handoff, this is Gordon. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Here's Wilson. On the slant, completes to Sutton. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete here.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing is Wilson.
He'll get that complete to Alberto. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating, there he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Credit the sack to the Oregon Duck, DeForest Buckner.
You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands together with glee because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built off the efforts of this defense.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. Yeah, this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. 25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Broncos have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
McManus now for the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So that one a long 11-play drive.
And Corbin Sutton able to finish things off with the touchdown reception.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
This game was really a tussle, seemed like just a moment ago, and now they've got the momentum. A couple of scores on their last pair of drives and a 2-score lead. I think here now you go conservative, right? Run the football, work the clock.
You know, I usually agree with you, but I'm going after them right here. I want to put this bad boy away. I wouldn't be afraid to throw it. They've got all the confidence, all the momentum on their side. Go ahead and take your dagger shots and try and finish this one off.
I disagree vehemently. I say run the football. You've got the lead.
Well, let's watch it and find out who's right.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the fourth quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. But bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of doing that.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. On the handoff, Taylor. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. Out to the right and complete to Pittman. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Now Ryan on 1st down. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Over the middle, complete. That's Taylor. And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14. But normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter. But the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. On the handoff, this is Taylor. Nifty move. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 111 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll find him. And a loose football. It's picked up by the Broncos.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. And coming out now, the Broncos. They trail by 2 scores in the fourth, and their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. Time to see what this offense has left in the tank. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos.
At the 20. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now it's Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
The Broncos send out their punter now. He's been terrific so far.
Hines now on the return.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
Ryan and the Colts getting set here, 1st and 10.
At their own 25-yard line.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
2nd down, another run with Taylor.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
125 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Ryan.
That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 44-yard line. They'll run with Taylor. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Second down, another run with Taylor. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. As we get late in this one, is altitude a factor for a visiting team in Denver? Is that something that's overplayed?
No, it's real, and I know a lot of the visiting teams like to downplay it because they don't want to get into the heads of their players, but you can't avoid it. As soon as you get to the locker room, you get to the stadium, they always post it in there. Welcome to Denver. Altitude 5,280 feet. The air is rare.
A throw on the money there to Doolin. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 15-yard line. That's a third down conversion to 24 yards there. Nice play. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
And it's caught. Touchdown, Colts. Matt Ryan able to connect with Michael Pittman. And the Colts have put this one to bed here in the fourth quarter. I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up first downs. And if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
McLaughlin for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it was capped off on the touchdown catch by Michael Pittman. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Wilson. Albert Okwuegbunam, the intended target. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but Certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But they trim that lead down to just 2 scores. That's still a benefit to this squad.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score.
Wilson's throw there complete to Hamler. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, and Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Wilson.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal.
Wilson. And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Broncos are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right. And if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
1st and 10, Taylor now.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Colts in victory formation now as they take the knee. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a breath. The Broncos going dime. 2 extra defensive backs for 3rd down.
Playing pass all the way.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
This was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.